Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another reaction. I don't have any other way to say this one except for, I guess it's another Hiroyuki Sawano reaction. This is the first time in a while I've had a Sawano track, and I'm excited to hear it. But Thracian, one of my more recent patrons, decided to throw this onto the queue. I don't know if it was because of Sawano or just because he likes Xenoblade Chronicles X, but this is Oblivia. I guess without further ado, let's hear what Sawano has cooked this time. Let's go! It's also worth noting that this is both the day and night versions of this song, so I'll get to hear both of them back to back and give my opinion on each one. It definitely hasn't given up on that presence building. The Sawano special. I got a message. Sorry about that. Dude, I love the way he just has so much body on every single thing he writes. The amount of sheer force and energy that Sawano puts into everything. Even when it's soft like this. A nice tasteful pause to add that extra spice in the break. Really like the melody in there. Ooh, oh. All right, starting to get a little spicy with the guitar now. Oh. Ha! What an interesting brass line. Okay. All right. Just go ahead. Go off with those hammer-ons or whatever. I don't play guitar. Okay, that must have been the end of the day, I suppose. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, wait a minute. Hey. Get like a nightclub version of this. Love that keyboard sound. Ooh. Dude. Yeah, they just really made it more funk. Okay. That bass bouncing around the ears, too. I think it's the first time I've seen, or heard, I suppose, just a bass do that. Heard some great sound design stuff utilizing the same principle before, but that was unique. Ooh. Okay. Got a little bit of a, like, country western sound on there now. Still love this keyboard sound. Ooh. Man, he made this so relaxing compared to the energy of the first one. I mean, it makes sense based on when it's playing, but I'm surprised how little the night version is like exciting me rather than just making me feel more at ease. I figured it would be good. I didn't think it would be this good of a transition between the two. There's that brass again. And dissonance thrown in there. And that's it. All right. Sawano's back. So obviously when you're writing a song that's going to be used for both a day and night cycle, you have to change them up a little bit. You don't want it to just be the same thing or the exact same song. And there are plenty of common ways to do that. He used a lot of them in here, of course, like for example, just slowing it down for the nighttime, making it feel more relaxing. I like that he just kind of made it more jazzy, switched out a lot of the instruments and took away all of that high energy, like heavy brass use, a lot of hard string usage, and just switched that out with more percussive sounds and the guitar being used in there as well. And I also like that the guitar was used in both of the cycles, so you're kind of getting that connection between the day to the night. You don't feel caught off guard by a complete change. There's still something in there that's familiar and that you can use to ground back to center and not get lost in the confusion of like, this isn't the same song, even if it holds the same general melody. Switching out instruments entirely can be pretty jarring to anyone who's already visited an area and is like familiar with the space, and then all of a sudden a completely different sound is coming through. So it's nice that the melody is otherwise fairly unchanged, and even put in things like the brass there to root that back to the daytime. It's just little details like that that help balance everything out between the two cycles, and it's not a completely different song. I've heard some soundtracks use completely different tracks for the same area, just at different times of day, and that feels weird, whereas this feels a lot more cohesive and like world-centric. It's used in a lot of JRPGs. They love to do this, and I love hearing it every time because it's always cool hearing those changes and how they approach those certain reasons to change the music. But I've also heard a few examples where they use a completely different composition for a day or night cycle, and in my opinion, and I feel like a lot of people's opinion, that should be reserved for very special events. Like for example, if the big bad of the game has started attacking a city that you've already been to, just changing out the song entirely to something completely new is fine because it's supposed to create a different atmosphere. You're not necessarily supposed to feel like you're returning to a place you've already explored and you've already enjoyed. It is now in trouble. So switching that out for an entirely different track to better reflect that moment is completely fine, and it fits perfectly well. Sometimes they'll do that and they'll use the motif from that main city and then just change it a little bit, but that's up to the composer. Given that this is just supposed to be a day-night cycle, you don't need to go into all that, but I felt like it would be fun to talk about. Either way though, a brilliant work. Hiroyuki Sawano has yet again proven why he is one of the most sought-after composers in Japan, and his ability to personify that sonically is insanely tight. Every time he handles something that's a big, high-energy track, which is, in my opinion, some of his best work, if not his best work, but whenever I hear something from Sawano, it's just so accurate to whatever he wants you to feel. He never gets it slightly off. It always feels like a dead mark right in the center for whatever emotion he's trying to make you feel. This song makes me feel anxiety inducing. The daytime one does. It makes me feel like I need to get somewhere immediately or stop something that's happening immediately in order to progress with my happy life. And then when the night one hits, you're like, oh, This is what calm is like here. This feels a lot more relaxing, welcoming, and inviting. And it's a completely different energy. So just going off my best guess here, I've got to assume this area, whatever happens here, has to be high energy, anxiety inducing, maybe a big action scene or something during the day. And the night scene only happens after that is done. So you get to experience the city after everything is calmed down and whatever event had happened during the day has relaxed. And now you can move to the night cycle. But then it makes me feel like there should be a different version of the song that would be more chill for the day. So I'm not positive how I feel about that, but I'm going to guess. I'm just going to leave it at the guess. I'm probably incorrect, but I can only do so much. But yeah, just another Sawano track. Brilliant 100% of the way through, and I have no notes to make. So thank you, Thrasium, for throwing this into the Patreon queue. I'm so glad I got to hear this one. I didn't even know he made music for Xenoblade X. I had no clue. I've only really heard his stuff from Gundam and Attack on Titan, so a few other things, but this is one that I was just completely unaware of for some reason, but I'm glad I'm here now, and I'm glad I heard it. But hey, if anyone else out there has anything from this game or anything else that Sawano has done, I haven't abandoned Sawano, it just doesn't get requested nearly as much, so if you have something, throw it down in the comments below and I will do my best to get to it. And otherwise, if you just like this video and you want to follow me and support me and all that, you know how to do that, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!